Hi everybody. It's been a long time since we did something live here in Vital, but the portion is kind of important. Also, it's the first day of Elul, of Virgo, as you all know, so it's kind of a big event. Understanding that tonight and yesterday is the seed of change, is a seed of improving our life inside out. I know that most of the time when we hear change, we are thinking, what can change in my life? What if the answer is you? You. And when you change, when I change, when we change, there's a different reality that we are dealing with. So let's talk about it, and hopefully we'll have time also to talk about the months of Virgo and teach some knowledge, some information that will take you into different levels of understanding of your life. And 30 days before the day of judgment called Rosh HaShanah, we need some information. All right? So here we go. We know that the portion starts by Shoftim. Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha b'kol sha'arecha. You should put judge and policeman in every gate. And of course, every year we study that those gates are actually the five senses. The way you look at things, the way you hear things, the way you smell, think, the way you taste, think, the way you touch things, the five senses. And we know that many times the five senses can be kind of misleading us into wrong decision with our life. Not everything that's beautiful is great for you. And not everything that smells bad is bad for you as well. Okay, so good and bad is not necessarily go relative to the five senses, because the five senses are not exactly give you the whole picture about this life. For that reason, we need the Torah. The reason we need the Torah, because the Torah itself is getting you into places where you are taking you from one place of consciousness, one POV, into another. You cannot stay in the same place. The Torah needs to rejuvenate you, to get you into way better place than what you were before. But if you don't want more, then it doesn't matter how much we're going to talk here. You know, the way we work, Debbie and myself, we do very well with people who want more. But it cannot be just more of what you think more is. There's more to life. The five senses are limited us. They don't allow us truly to see what's in front of us, and because of that, we want the wrong thing. So wanting more, it's an art. I mean, something that we all need to study how to go about it and what exactly to do that we will get what we meant to be getting. All right. So let's jump into the book of Rabbi Isaac Luria and see what he say about Shoftim v'Shotrim. In the book of Sefer Likutim by Rabbi Isaac Luria, written by Rabbi Chaim Vital, it's written like this. יש לומר, למה לא אמר שופטים ושוטרים תיתנו לכם? When it says שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך, police, officers, and judges, as a plural, not a singular. But then he used the word titen lecha. You shall give yourself. It doesn't say you as a plural. It says you as singular. Is that clear? Listen. Good. So why? אמנם שמענו משם הרב הגדול רבי חיים ויטל. We heard from the greatest Kabbalist of all time, רבי חיים ויטל, לרמוז שכל אחד ואחד מישראל יש לו כמה שערים. Every person has the gates. Like I say, the five senses. אם כן, צריך האדם שעשים לו שופטים ושוטרים. That's why you have to put police officer and judges in every gate. You don't look at the wrong thing. wrong woman, wrong man. Don't listen to things you should not listen to. Don't use your mouth to talk bad. Don't gossip. Don't smell things that just turn you on to feel good about yourself or about others. Don't touch the wrong thing. Don't walk to the wrong area. In those days, working into a circus or theater was a wrong thing because it was idol worshipping. So the idea, says Rabbi Chaim Vital, the reason is speaking singular, is talk about each and every one of us. As the month of Elul coming in, we need to be more aware. Did I look at something that control me, or I control it? Why, says Rabbi Chaim Vital? You need to know that from here to heaven, there is a lot of persecutor, an angel that want to damage your life. And also the seventh level of the Rakia, sky, firmament, has different gate. And every gate is a guard. And when the soul go up there, they check the soul. If that soul is married, they're opening the door to go through all the gate and allow them to see whatever they see. If the soul is not have the merit, they push her outside and they close the gate in front of that soul, and they will never, not never, I should not say never, for that moment they don't allow the soul to come in. That's why every person has to put gader, fence, around his eyes, ears, and then he has the merit that they're opening the door in heaven. That's what the Ari said. What can we get from it? What do you want to take from that? The idea is that each and every one of us many times complain about things that are not working in our life. We see it doesn't work. We hear it doesn't work. But if the five senses are already been corrupted by our behavior, then we're no longer capable to judge the situation as it is, whatever it is, business, relationship, or others. The decision has to be made once I'm capable to change something about me. How will the change begin? Tell us, Rabbi Chaim Vital, you got to work on the 5 gate first. You have to talk to your teacher, rabbi, priest, whatever you work with, mentor, and make sure that you have a confession in the next 30 days about how you use your eyes, how you use your ears, how you use your nose, how you use your mouth, and how you use your hand. Every part of the human body is an expression of the soul that God created. For that reason, you cannot use the body as you wish. For example, if we talk about sexuality, it's wonderful. There's a lot of joy, everybody's happy, but the vehicle of sexuality was there to create kids. It doesn't mean you should feel guilty, but need to understand that both sides are holy. You have 10 fingers because you have 10 sefirot. You have the 2 eyes because that's where Tzimtzum Bet took a place. That's where Malchut went up. You have the eyes, it's Chokhmah. You have the ears, it's Binah. You have the forehead, it's Keter. You have the mouth, it's Malchut. You have the nose, it's Eranpin. Every part of your body can be and should be holy if we use the 5 senses. Now, the 5 senses has to be controlled. By who? By the police officer and the judges. So you want to say something? Think again. You want to listen to gossip? Think again. There is a lot of offer by the Dark Lord, by the Klippa. There's a lot of offer out there to enjoy life immediately. Immediate joy. What could be more fun than immediate joy? Nobody wants to wait or care to wait for anything. We want the joy and we want it now. And if it's not happening, we're not happy. Some people are only happy when you respect them, listen to them, agree with them. What we call stupid people, but that make a lot of people like that. So if the only joy you have is when people agree with you, you're stupid. You're not going to grow. The strongest person in the room is the person who controls the gate. Are you capable not to look at something you shouldn't look at? Are you capable not to listen to something that you shouldn't listen to? Are you capable not to taste a certain food which you know it's forbidden? Or touch certain areas forbidden? Now, some of you will say, hey, listen, Eliyahu, I don't want to be so fanatically religious. You got a good point. You got a good point. But how much is it too much and how much is it too little? Please make the rules tonight. How much is it too much and how much is it too little? And if you don't have those rules and boundaries, the Dark Lord will play with you like nothing. It will throw you from side to side and you think that you are actually doing it. Boundaries. It's a way to go to a level that's called limitless. All the people who dream about limitless life, endless consciousness, are being fooled. Because the soul and body operate in such a way together that whatever you cannot control, that's what controls you. If you cannot control what you're speaking, what you're saying, who you listen to, what you're looking at, what you're touching, what you're sniffing or smelling, what you're tasting, then what kind of big plan do you have? You cannot even control one person called you. What are you trying to control people now? You cannot even control the you. What are you trying to do with life? There is a story which I don't know if it's true, but it's a good story. Happened with Gandhi. A lady came to Gandhi, say, I heard you help people, I want you to help my son. So what's the problem with your son? She said, my son is eating too much sugar. Gandhi said, give me 3 weeks to 1 month and come back, we will talk about it. 1 month go by. She went to see Gandhi. Said, Gandhi, I'm here to see you. I remind you, my son is taking a lot of sugar and it's really, I'm not happy about it. What should I do? He looked at her and say, well, you have to stop eating sugar. She looked at him. She didn't expect that kind of answer. After 1 month, you know, that the answer. She looked at him, she got angry. She said, excuse me, Mr. Gandhi, I waited all months to come back here to hear that from you. That's the obvious answer. Why would you answer that way? I say, I tell you something. About 1 month ago, I was addicted to sugar myself. I couldn't give you an answer. A person who cannot control his need and desire cannot guide others to control theirs in that specific area. If I have a little bit issue of impatience, I cannot teach you to be patient. I can talk to you about it. But I will not set up a great example. I can set up a great example in what I'm good at. But I cannot set up a good example of what I'm not so great at. Very simple. Am I good at everything? No. Those of you who know me very well, study and learn from me the good things. Do I have bad things? Of course, I'm a human being. We all have bad and good. The good thing, I always tell people, try to adopt that type of behavior I have. But the bad thing, being direct, being aggressive, it's good, but it's not good for all people. I wouldn't tell you to adopt that part of my personality. But what I'm trying to say here is what Rabbi Chaim Vital said. If you want to start making change in your life, the first step is control yourself. If you cannot control yourself, you're thinking too small. And when you start controlling yourself, then you're allowed to think big. Because thinking big, when it's out of control, it's completely chaos. Completely chaos. I hope that message is clear. Now, let me move on. Again, this parsha is beautiful. There's so many things. So I'm trying to choose a few candies and then move to the month of Elul. The Zohar in Shoftim, according to the Sulam, verse 11, it say, if we're already talking about judges, it's a mitzvah, it's a precept, la'id edut bebet din, to be a witness in Bet Din. Bet Din is a Jewish court. What is the difference between Jewish court and regular court? The Jewish court have to go by the laws of the Torah and the Talmud. So it's called Bet Din. And the judges are the three head rabbis. And they need to know all the Talmud by heart, all the Torah by heart. They cannot come up with their own opinion. Everything has to be written, and they are ruling it based on the Torah and the Talmud. So it's a mitzvah to be a witness in a Bet Din. Why? שלא יפסיד חברו כסף בשביל שלא מעיד. That your friend will not lose money because you're not witness. So let's say, if your friend is about to lose a business because you don't want to be a witness because, I don't know, you're busy on Facebook, you have to go. Because otherwise your friend will lose money. אם הוא יודע עדות בשבילו. ואין עדות פחות משתיים. But the Jewish courts say you have to be two witnesses. At least two witnesses on the same subject. זה שנאמר, the Torah said, על פי שניים עדים יקום דבר. On two witnesses, we can rule. לא יקום על פי עד אחד. You cannot do any decision in the Jewish court based on one witness. That's what the Mishnah said, מי מעיד על האדם. So the Zohar make a twist to that. And the Zohar said, who is witness on a person then? We know Rosh HaShanah is coming, or month of Elul. Who witness on the person? You want to know who is your witness? Kirot beto, the wall of his home. Who else? ולא עוד, אלא אנשי ביתו מעידים עליו. His home, his dog, his children, his wife, whoever live with him, they are the witness. But what is the wall? How can the wall be a witness? Tell us the Zohar, Elu em kirot libo. It's the wall of the muscle called the heart. So what is the people of his house? The people of his house, say the Zohar in verse 12, Ramach Evarim, is the 248 organ. Because the house, also called the body. We know that the wicked person is sin are carved to his bone. I think I said it last year. So who is the wall of his house? Is the bone, is the skull, the entire body. So who is the two witness then for human body? We're coming to Rosh HaShanah. Who is the witness? As the Zohar. In verse 14. אלא בית עדים הם על האדם. עין רואה ואוזן שומעת. There is eye that look at him and a ear that listen to him. The Bet Din in the Jewish court, or the Bet Din of above, of heaven, sofer v'dan avonotav. Count how many bad things he did, or she did, and judge him. Also say the Zohar in verse 14, who is the other witness? The sun and the moon. For that reason, say the Zohar in verse 15, וזה שאומר הכתוב, תיקעו בחודש שופר וכסלו יום חגנו. You have to blow the shofar on Rosh HaShanah. And what happened about people who sin hiddenly? Then it's between you and God. And the sin you did publicly also has to be judged. And the trick, say the Zohar, when Rosh HaShanah come, צריך לחבר עוונותיו למקום ההוא שהוא כתר. You have to take the sin, say Rav Ashlag, that you did all year, and connect it to the keter, connect it to the source. בזמן ההוא מגיע הזמן אחרי והדין עובר. And then, keter is mercy, so the judgment go away. But for a wicked person, they don't give him that chance. So, what is the Zohar actually telling us? The universe knows everything about you. Whoever think that the birds in your neighborhood, the cat and the dog, the lizard, the mosquito, the lice, doesn't know where you are full of it, you're fooling yourself. Everybody knows everything about you. What about human being? They feel it, but they don't know what it is. You ever get closer to a person, and based on what you read, they're perfect, but when you get to meet with them, something is not right, but you don't know what it is. Some of us just look to the other side and continue. I did it many times in my life. It's easier. It's easier not to know. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know. I don't know if you ever get to that position. You don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. It's painful for me to know. When I love someone and I love something, it's so much pain for me to discover that what I like is actually wrong. So even if I'm supposed to be the witness that this is wrong, I just can't. Today, one of my friends post something on Instagram. I didn't talk to that friend for a long time. And we text today. And, you know, Instagram, you can scroll the picture. So I saw his picture. I was very happy to see that finally he put something on Instagram. But when I scrolled the picture, I saw some picture from 12 years ago. So I left a message. I didn't believe he would respond back because it's a very old picture. And I write, who is who? He answered immediately. He said, to tell you the truth, Eliyahu, I have no idea. We were in the same, let's call it club. And sometimes we don't want to know. It's painful to know the truth. Painful. You have to do something about it. My family many times blame me for all those years that I was not aware of what's going on around me. The truth, I didn't want to be aware. I was too nervous to be aware. I was afraid to be aware. Shame on me, you're right, shame on me. It's this true. But in the same time, you need to understand not every human being has the power in the moment to overcome what they need to overcome. And for that reason, the Zohar said, don't worry. the universe has many witnesses. If you know the witness, the wall. If you know the wall, the heart. If you know the heart, the birds. If you know the birds, the life. If you know life is the bones. You can't cheat the universe. At least between you and yourself. If you're embarrassed of people of the negative thing you're doing, just lock yourself somewhere and talk to yourself. I do that. And you look yourself in the mirror and say, Eliyahu. You can ask my kids. You can ask my wife. They look at me like weird sometimes. They hear me talking to myself. So what you did yesterday, Eliyahu, was wrong. I have to do that. Because if I don't do it, it's like I believe that they don't know. They know everything about me. I'm not Mr. Perfect guy. I'm here to help people to get better life, and together as a group we can make it. But nobody is perfect. Nobody claims on perfection. That's not the goal. The goal is a unity as a group. We can make a difference in the world. That's what we are here for. So when you judge people and see what's wrong with them, it's not good. That's when at that moment you don't see what's wrong with you. Don't do that. Okay? So this is a different aspect to the same thing. Let's jump a little bit to a few verses in this parsha. So there is so many things, but I just want to make sure they're all connected, because it sounds like candies and we're throwing down the candy. It doesn't seem connected. And usually I don't like to do that to you, but this portion has so many candies, so please forgive me if I'm jumping from subject to subject. The parsha said that what happened if the Israelite want to have a king, a human king? We know that the Israelite has God as a king. And when they ask for a king, we know Prophet Samuel at that time, before King Saul became a king, get upset with them. Even God, in this week parsha, if you want a king, it's okay. So why Samuel the prophet get upset with them? So Sfat Emet talk about it. Sfat Emet. And it say, really king is a good thing. Because if you go to Pirkei Avot say, El Maleh, Morah Shel Malchut Hayu Bol'im. If without the kingdom of the king and the police and the judges, the physical judges, not the spiritual one, everybody will kill each other. Like chimpanzee. You ever look at chimpanzee fighting with each other? It's a one creature in the world that actually kill, not to eat. Chimpanzee doesn't eat meat, but they kill each other. To show us an example, we can be that if we don't have the police and authority and judges and so on and so on. So it seems like it's a good idea to have king. Yes. Says Sfat Emet, if a person doesn't have God, at least he should have an authority to take care of everything. But the Israelites meant to have God as their authority, and for that reason they didn't need at all a king. And I'm continuing. As I say, I will jump from subject to subject. In this week portion, it's written, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof. You should chase justice. But we know that justice, Tzedek, is judgment. Because Tzedek is Tzadik Dalet Kuf, without the Hey. Tzedakah means charity, Tzedek means justice. When you take justice only without Tzedakah, without the A, it's actually bringing judgment. Tell us Machsof Alavan, which is Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hasera. When you add A to the word tzedek, you sweet the judgment. Every time that you give charity, especially in the month of Elul, that's what the verse of the month of Elul is, Utzedakah tiyeh lanu ki. The whole verse of Elul is about charity. You got to give charity. It can't be cheap in this month. It can't be cheap. Charity is the name of the game of this month. Everybody should hurt their pocket a little bit when they give. You don't know where to give, reach out to Debbie. If you feel you can trust us, we will navigate where your money can go to. We donate to many places, so you can use us, and then we spread the money to different places. But charity has to be done right. It's not just the money, it's a consciousness. So the A, when you give charity, you add A to the tzedek, which is justice, and you turn judgment into mercy. Additionally, say Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hasera, tzedek tzedek tirdof is the same numerical value as tikkun hatzot. What is tikkun hatzot? Tikkun Chatzot is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you feel bad for the wife of God who's not with him. Who is the wife of God? The Shekhinah, Adonai. Why she's not with him? Because she want to be with us. She know we have no chance to be without the Shekhinah. We're going to end up like chimpanzee. So she stay with us so we don't turn into chimpanzee. But if she suffer, of course, she's not with her husband. She left the temple. She left everything just to be with us. The whole Shir HaShirim, the whole songs of King Solomon, it's about that. So when you do Tikkun Chatzot, you meditate that the Shekhinah one day will go back to where she belongs, where she was to begin with. Those of you who know Kabbalah, she was in Matzilut, in the world of emanation. Now she's falling into Bria, Yitzira, Asiyah. She needs us to bring her back to where she belongs with her husband. And we need to wish for that to happen, because if she's going up there, there is never going to be judgment on this planet. Nothing. No negativity. Yeah. The end of the parasha is ending up with a weird story. And if you find a dead body between two cities, and you don't know who killed the person, who's in charge of that dead body, and who need to apologize. And the weird information there, that you measure basically the distance between the body, the dead body, to the city, the closest city, and the elderly of that city has to come, bury the person, and have to apologize and say, we didn't kill him. Everybody knows they didn't kill him, but they have to do it. Now, I will tell you a secret here. When you bury that body, a worm will get out of that body, will arrive to the killer house and kill that person. Can you believe it? Remember, witness is everywhere. Everybody witness what we do. Just don't fall into that illusion that nobody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. But what's the purpose of the elderly apologizing? I said many times, there's 3 levels of people. The one who is oblivious, don't care, responsible, and the one, mi shelibo doeg. As it say in the section of Chagigat Talmud, mi shelibo doeg. Whoever his heart care. When a person is oblivious, they always wait for something good to happen, but it doesn't. When a person is responsible, they always have ego that they do more than anybody else. Their life runs to disaster as well. When a person libo doeg, he always cares if he did enough, if I did enough. You ever saw Debbie and me, we have a guest coming? We're always fighting, Debbie and me. You know that? Before you guys coming, we're always fighting. What are we fighting about? If you ever listen to us. We're fighting what will be better for the people. I say I think we should give more fish. My wife said I think we should give more rice. I said no, we should give more pasta. We're fighting about what can be good for the people. And I'm not trying to have ego on that, because I'm still looking to communicate better with my wife. She's looking to communicate better with me. That's our fault, that's our issue. And if you judge us now, that's your issue. But our intention is really to do good for the people. Every time we create a product, like our candles, for example, our candles are traveling all over the world. It makes people change their life. People meditate with that candle, something start happening to them. I'm sure there is one person who put the candle and is still waiting for a miracle to happen. For those people, it's never going to happen, because it's the ego. But if you're open-minded and you let the candle sit there and you meditate, miracles are happening. And the good news, we're creating 4 new spice for the holiday. Hopefully it will be ready before Thanksgiving, before Rosh HaShanah. I don't think before Rosh HaShanah, but before Thanksgiving. Yeah. When you care, you're never going to feel fulfilled. That's the down. That's the problem with that kind of conscious. But your product will always benefit society. because you care. And for that reason, the elderly, what is the elderly? They know they're going to die in between 1 year to 10. They have nothing left. So they have nothing for themselves. So if they already make a move, it's to care about the community. And that's what we have to be this week. That's what we have to be in this month. Last thing about the portion, and then we jump into Rosh Chodesh. It's written, "Ki tatzur el ir yamim rabim." If you capture a city with a wall, surrounded with a wall and everything, lo tashchit et aitzah. Do not cut or destroy the trees. Let's see what Rabbi Chaim Vital said. Da ki nirmaz kan העניין גלגול נשמה. This is all about reincarnation, say Rabbi Isaac Luria, Rabbi Chaim Vital. בבעלי חיים צומח ודומם. Reincarnation in animal, vegetables, and mineral. What does that mean? When you're going to go for a long time around a city, do not destroy the trees. It's talk about the nefesh tzaddik. It's talk about the soul of a righteous person. What is a righteous person? Somebody who justify everything that is happening to him, to her, to them, to the universe as a good thing. Because the righteous will not come in a reincarnation of minerals or vegetables. Because what is a righteous? Is a person, yoetz u'mochiach, is an advisor, or somebody who criticizes the Israelite, so they can make tshuva, so they can become better people. וזה שנאמר, כי ממנו תאכל. That's how you should eat. That's the tree you should eat from. It doesn't talk about the tree. When you meet a person who criticizes you for the sake that you be closer to God, chase that person. Don't ever leave him alone. Chase. לא תוכל לנדוח עליו גרזן, להזיקו. And you cannot get rid of that person because their energy is everywhere. That's righteous. And we all have merit to meet righteous people. I believe in my job I meet a lot of righteous people. I'm very blessed, you know, really very blessed. I mean, so many beautiful people I meet every day, and they're really teaching me so many lessons. And we have so many beautiful souls in this world, so many righteous, so many beautiful righteous. And when you meet a righteous person, it's not people who think positive. No. Thinking positive, they think positive. Righteous is a person who brings you back to understand that the Creator is running the show. That's righteous. So when something not so nice happened to you, a righteous person who said, God wants you to be blessed with something. It's not to be positive. It's really a reality. It's a fact. It's not to think positive. Think positive meaning, if I think positive, it will happen. No. God created something good. And if you cannot enjoy it, what am I doing wrong? And that takes me back to what Sfat Emet say about this month. Sfat Emet asked a great question. I love Sfat Emet, by the way. Love, not like love. Since I met the book Sfat Emet, it's just heaven. It's almost like to meet the best flavor ice cream. It's just so much there. I'm sometimes embarrassed because I'm sure he would want, and I'm not trying to be humble, a better teacher to teach his stuff. But sometimes I talk to him, I said, listen, you know, here I am, you know, not the best, but listen, people listen, so it's good news. So he asked like that. So why people tend to think that the month of Elul is Et Ratzon? Why people think that the month of Elul is the time of goodwill, meaning it's a time that you can make a change and different and transform? Why does everybody think? And he asked this question. "Alo en ratzon ve'en zman b'Hashem yitbarach." You think God has a desire? You think God has time? The endless doesn't have time, doesn't have desire, doesn't have any of that. So how can you say that this is the time of goodwill? From the Creator point of view, there is no goodwill. There is no right time or wrong time. It's always good. And he explained that the way it goes in the month of Elul, from our point of view, there is an opening. Try to think there is circle inside circle. I don't know if you ever played those games or kid, and there is like a little window that meet the other window. You roll, one roll is here, another roll is in the third. I don't have the name of that game. And you have to make sure that the all windows are aligned with each other. And then you can see everything. So the window of the Creator is always open. There's no time for the Creator to be open. But in the month of Elul, our window open, and that's where we can see it. So Sfat Emet say, please, come on, take advantage of this time. Ask for anything you want. What is everything you want? I want to become a better person. I want to remove my fear. I don't want to be as selfish as I was last year. I don't want to be as jealous as I was last year. I don't want to be negative. I want to be better. I go back to the Creator and say, listen, my soul want to bring the Messiah, but we have a problem. My soul is not as clean as I want it to be. My soul is not as strong as I want it to be. My soul is not as brave as I want it to be. So Creator, please, take those negativity out, fix it, make me the right person, and use me. Use me for that job, please. I know you can do it yourself, God. I know you can do it. But I want to do good things, and I want you to use me. It's almost when you're opening the drawer, and you have fork, and knife, and spoon. Let's try to put life into them, and look from their point of view. The spoon is sitting there, nobody ever touched that spoon. The spoon say, hey, master, can you use me to eat the soup, please, today? That's how we need to understand the Creator. We are a vehicle. We are a tool of the Creator. But as clean as we will be, as righteous as we will be, as strong as we will be, as brave as we will be, in the name of God, not in the name of ourselves, in the ego. More, the universe will use us to do good things. But some of us have a hard time to change. Some of us have a hard time to overcome the laziness or jealousy. So we ask in the month of Elul, please. I know I need to change it, but I'm struggling, I'm begging for change. Many people, when they ask for change, they want to change the amount of money they make, which is also good. Or the car they drive, or this or that. It's good. But can you imagine that this year, the whole month of Elul, you ask the Creator, change me, please. Please. Those of you who have some fears, like me, don't you think your life would be better without that fear? Of course. So ask. Month of Elul. I'm reading now from Bnei Yisrael, page Kuf Samechet. בספר יצירה, from the book of formation. המליך עוד יוד, he crowned the letter Yud in action. And he created Virgo. That's what Abraham is telling us. Abraham. בעולם ואלול בשנה. And Elul was created with the letter Yud. ויד שמאל בנפש, and the left arm. Male and female. וצר בו אלול הוא זמן המיוחד לתשובה. Tell us בני יששכר, this is the right time to change it, to do תשובה. והנה אמרו במדרש, ושמרתם מצוותיי ועשיתם אותם. And it say, כן אמרו, בעלי תשובה. מעלה עליו הקדוש ברוך הוא כאילו עשה את עצמו מחדש. When a person tried to change and become a better human being, let's say you have anger issue, rage issue, and I'm sure you have a good reason to have it. But from God's point of view, there's no such a thing as good reason to have anger or rage. Here it's written, מעלה עליו הקדוש ברוך הוא כאילו עשה את עצמו מחדש. Can you imagine? It's written, if you try to change and make it, it's considered as if, in the eyes of God, you create yourself again. והנה החודש שלו מיוחד לתשובה. This man is designed for that. נעשים הבעלי תשובה כבריות חדשות. All the people who try to change are look from the angel point of view, from God's point of view, as a new creation. So why letter Yud? Because the letter Yud is the one letter that's called Golem. Golem meaning that's the seed level of every Hebrew letter. When a sofer writes a letter, he has to start with Yud. Every letter starts with Yud. He has to start with the Yud, almost like a small Yud, and then make the Aleph or Bet or everything. Because the Yud is the Golem, it's the beginning. היא נקודת גולם בראשית המעשה. זה נקודת גולם מקבל את כל הצורות. כל הצורות. וכשרוצים לכתוב איזה אות, הנה התחלה במכתב ראשון הוא נקודת יוד. When you write letters, אז to start with יוד. And that's why you create Virgin or Virgo in the world. What is Virgin? A woman that was never touched by a man. What does that mean? It means that your soul on the month of Elul, if you change, or if you try to change, it's considered like you become virgin again. Not just a woman, men too. We renew who we are. And that's why the החודש הזה מיוחד לתשובה. It's specialized in doing תשובה. The true תשובה נעשים כבריאה חדשה. You become a new creature. And it's if לא שלט עליהם אף פעם היצר הרע. And it's if the evil inclination never control you. I think just saying that, it's unbelievable. All of us are looking for new car, new house, new money, people to love us, validation, Instagram page to look better. But we forget about one thing. Don't you think you're going to feel better if you overcome something about your persona? It's a rage. One of the hardest things to overcome. Rage and anger. Can you see yourself next year without rage and anger? I mean, I think it's impossible for some of you to think it's possible. But don't you think that by you don't believe you can change, you actually don't trust the Creator? And by you not trying every day and say to the Creator, please challenge me with anger and rage, please, so I can see I'm in a good place. And when you fail, you actually become more happy. Because you say, okay, there's please room to go. There's still a room for improvement. I am no problem. Or people who have issue with lust. Lust for food, lust for sex, lust for attention. This is the month. You create yourself again. Bria Chadasha. Bria Chadasha is a new baby. You become new. So you have to ask the Creator, please test me to see if I overcome it. Then men, women, sexuality, food, whatever it is. Every area of change, Kevriya Chadasha, is in the month of Elul, you can test yourself. But you have to really dream of a change, like you dream about the amount of money, like you dream about a house. Because a lot of time, I realized that I was a bad teacher. I wasn't a bad teacher. People didn't get it. When I say to change, mean yourself. When they thought change, they thought they're going to lose weight. They're never going to be sick again. That's not a change. That's achievement. That's achievement of life. It's good, but it's achievement. You work hard enough, you're going to be rich. The change is internal. It's very tough to do. Rage, anger, lust, jealousy, everything that my son Eliyahu Jian is teaching online now on Vital. Study with him. He teach all of it how to change. Study. You have 30 days. Study. Don't just come to celebrate. Okay, I'm Virgo. Please talk to me about Virgo. What I'm going to tell you, that you're too judgmental? And how is that going to help you? How is that going to help you that I'm talking about you? I used to give lecture for so many years. You know me. 500 people used to watch and come and enjoy. Thousands of people all over the world used to watch my lecture. Did I make a change? I don't think so. I was entertaining the people, but I don't believe I make a change in the life of people yet. I mean, I did, of course, for those of you who choose to change. But start thinking about you. Don't you want to be different in a month from now? Don't you have the desire? Don't you think you're going to wake up more excited if you know you can be happy from nothing? I have a couple who came to see me. It's a good story for all of us, for the month of Virgo. She is very meticulous, very controlling, very strong, smart, sharp, achieving every goal she wants. He, on the other hand, have issues. He loses papers, he's all over the place. And they're different. And we talk. And she's very angry that he's all over the place. And he's very angry that she's too controlling. So, all of a sudden, I don't even know why. I didn't know how to answer it. I said, well, you're different, you know. She received a phone call that she has to fly. And she panicked. I said, okay, there is a door open here. I look at her and said, why are you panicked? She said, I have to fly. She said, you don't like flying? So no, I have an issue with turbulence. I don't mind to fly, but when there's turbulence, I'm getting upset. Nervous, angry. And when I land, I'm a kvetch. I'm finished. Her husband sitting there say, you see, I enjoy flying. I can fly everywhere. We don't even go vacation because of her issue with flying. We start fighting again. I look at both of them and say, look at this. This is beautiful. You can either complete each other or fight with each other. I said to her, look at him. He's all over the place. Maybe you're right. But you know what? Because he's all over the place, when he flies, he's all over the place too. He doesn't care about the details. If there's turbulence and the weather you check, you just enjoy. You, on the other hand, you have to check the weather, you have to check the turbulence map, everything, to make sure you're going to make it. He, on the other hand, he enjoyed the flight. On the other hand, when it's come to organization, you're better than him. And he's worse than you. When you're looking on some change you want to achieve in your life, you have to understand that you cannot look outside of yourself for the next 30 days. Because you're going to see a lot of wrong picture. Your wife, your husband, your kids, they're all wrong. And everybody will agree with you that they're wrong. But so what? How is finding out that they are wrong will make you a Beriah Chadasha? How is that going to create a new you? And that's why the month of Elul is so crucial, it's so important, there's so much value in the month of Virgo for a change, but for a real change. And those of you who are going to miss the train again, I feel bad for you. Because coming to Rosh HaShanah, wherever I'm going to be, whether I'm in New York, whether I'm in Israel, whether I'm here in LA, it doesn't matter. Those of you who joined me for the shofar like last year, need to understand, you have to make an effort to change. To change. I didn't receive a lot of calls from Los Angeles about what they need to change. Every person in all over the world, I don't know, maybe Los Angeles went to some tardemet. Tardemet meaning people fall asleep. I don't think it's LA. I think I don't know what it is. I'm not here to blame. But I feel sad for the people who know me here in LA. None of them reach out truly to say, I want to become a better person this year, what should I do? People want to get what they want to get. But people don't want to become what they're meant to become. And that's very sad for me. Because that means the person is just buried himself. And another year, another month, another glass of wine, another food, another joint to smoke, another mushroom, another whatever. Just another day. Nothing really happened. But when you work on yourself and you achieve a small goal like that, that's great. For that reason, the people who are born on that month, if they're lucky and they're spiritual and they have good mentor, they can take their personality and make their whole life about how to improve themselves. But the people who are born in Virgo without mentor, they become the most judgmental people. And that's how the Zohar and the Ari said, people who are born in the time of Virgo kill somebody by mistake last lifetime. Why the Zohar has to say it? What's the purpose of it? To tell them that. To remind them that, listen, you can use being judgmental in two ways. Either being judgmental and see what's wrong with everybody else and run into a situation when you kill a person by mistake again. Or you look into yourself and say, what is that I need to improve? And then when God thinks you're ready, He will allow you to help other people as a rabbi, as a psychologist, as a mentor, as something that you can help other people to change. This month is the best month for humanity that can be. Nothing is more important than the month of Virgo. Nothing. Nothing is more powerful than the month of Virgo. You have to consider every minute of this month, every 5 minutes, everything you do in this month is serious. But it has to be toward yourself. I know it sounds selfish, toward yourself. But toward yourself is actually, in the end of the day, it's not selfish. Because if you change yourself, then the whole world is a better place to be. But if you change the world, then you forget to change yourself, and then chaos is coming again. Yes, we want to change 7.2 billion people. We do. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know how to look at it, different angle, I have to start with me. And start with me, tough for me. I'm with you on this. Tough for me. Tough for me. I'm a very detail-oriented person. Sometimes I'm too meticulous. I catch myself not to speak. This Saturday night, I went to pray with my kids. And one of my sons is very nice to people. Too nice. And I'm overly protective as a father that the kids he friendly with will not take advantage of him, which is a control freak issue. So I say something to him, which I shouldn't say. I caught myself. So, I fell again in the month of Virgo. I went back to him. And I said, I'm so sorry that I said, please forgive me. It's wrong of me to say it. And he asked me, is it true or wrong? I said, it doesn't matter. It's just wrong. Because I'm trying to work on myself not to speak bad for no reason in this month. Please, let's help each other. Let's meet with your mentor, whatever it is, Debbie, myself, or others, to help you to become better, B'riyah Chadasha, for the next month. But remember, if you meet with me just because I say it online, it will be empty. Don't waste your time and my time, or your money, or whatever it is. Just don't. Be real. First sit on it for a day or 2 or 3 and look inside like, do I want to become a new creation or I don't? And if I do, then I go to the mentor to ask them, okay? I wish you a great month of Virgo, great portion of Shoftim, and may all of us as a unified group, like unity among us, will make a difference in the world. Amen. Chodesh Tov.